Excellent.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, so the Biosharing Working Group, it's a joint activity between Force 11 and the Research Data Alliance, because we intended to reach out to as a diverse and large audience as possible. So I am leading this with my fellow co-chairs, and the focus of this working group is in life science, environmental, biomedical area, but if you do not operate in this area, please do not switch off and do something else, because what we are doing, it is applicable to other areas too, is that we decide to focus on those, and I'll explain you why. So what the group is working on, it's mapping the landscape of data and metadata standards which are being developed and used to describe and share a data set and other research objects. We want to develop indicators to measure the maturity and the use of this standard in databases and in data policy. And we are working, linking up all this information and make it searchable through a registry. The reason why we also choose life sciences, not just because the majority of the people involved are from the life sciences, but also because it's a very complex and diverse landscape. There are over 600 data metadata standards in the broad sense from the life sciences. There are thousands of databases and a growing number of policy. But what's not really clear is which of those standards are mature enough that are already being used in databases, therefore there are data annotated according to these standards, and how many policy from funder or from journal actually are recommending which databases or are recommending which standard or both. And that's what we really want to also help people to do. We want to help a variety of stakeholders to make this decision based on the information that we are serving through this interconnected registry of resources. Specifically, we want to help a stakeholder group, which are like the funder, the librarian, the publisher, the editor, people who are developing policy, guiding author, guiding over these, or even actually funding the standard databases to know what's out there, what's mature enough to be recommended, so they can make their policy a bit more detailed and a bit more clearer, because those will affect how the researchers are sharing and their data, if they're using those standards, if they're posting the data in the right database which implements the standard and therefore makes their data more shareable and more reusable. So it's a cycle, it's very interconnected, and so the researcher need to be guided to use the right type of standard, the right type of databases. But similar, the people developing those databases, or the curator or the tool developer who need to implement those standards into the tool to make the standard invisible so that the researcher can annotate the data following the standard, need to know what's out there, need to know what version they should use, if something it's been deprecated, so on and so forth. So we are not starting from scratch. That would be really impossible. So we are leveraging an effort which my team runs in Oxford as a community resource, which is called Biosharing, established in 2011. We are registering those information, the standard, the description of the database, the policy, and linking them up. And there's a variety of tools, facets, searches, and wizards which we are building. So if you want to know more, come to the poster at lunchtime. I can actually show you things that we have. I want to show you a couple of examples of, yes, practical things that we built. We have actually managed to interconnect the standard, the policy, and the databases, working with the journal editors. And we have in the audience both representatives from Biomed Centra, so Amy Kendall, and from PLOS Biology, which is Emma Ganley, who actually have used the registry to put the policy from the journal and linking to the right standard database that their policy implement. Why this is important? Oh, yes, almost done. Sorry, I was trying to go slow, but yeah. But we are not just working with journal. We are really working with a lot of users, and we have outreached them through a survey, collecting over 500 replies, because we need to understand how people want to use this information, therefore to make the information, the connection, and the functionality better. And I just want to close to say the landscape is complex, because there is a lot of things which get deprecated, that superseded, and etc. So having a registry which helps guiding people to make the decision is important, and a lot of people to acknowledge as well.
Okay. Thank you, Susanna.